This turns out all right. We're on the Lakeshore at Howden Reservoir, and the fog has come in, and it's as still and as quiet as anything. The only thing I can hear is some sheep baaing in the background, and it's a simple composition. We have the trees in the mid-distance here, and everything else is white. And we're shooting at f5.6, 2.5 seconds at the moment. And it's just a case of waiting for the fog to clear somewhat. Take the shot. This shot is a wee bit on the abstract side. We're just wanting a really tranquil, ethereal looking shot. So as we're moving along the Howden Reservoir Valley, along Ladybower, I've come to an area that normally you wouldn't be able to shoot. If you can see behind me, this is normally all underwater. It's only because the reservoir is so low at the moment that it's possible to get this shot. So we've come down from up here, where I parked the car, and brought ourselves down to the lakeside. Oh dear, I thought I was going to be the Lancaster then. Didn't sound loud enough. Plane flying overhead. So we've come down to the lakeside, or to the side of the reservoir, to shoot a really simple shot. And we're playing with the light here. As they say, light is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. If we look, we've got a nondescript sky. There's a few clouds in there. We've got our lead-in lines of this snake curve. I'm not going to use the term S-curve. Don't want to be accused of plagiarising. And we have our trees here on the right-hand side, and the trees in the distance are just about to turn, but are not quite there yet, but it doesn't matter. And with this shot, what I want the trees over on our right hand side just to be a wee bit darker, more in shadow, and also this banking to be more in shadow as well. Now this shot I'm envisaging is going to be a black and white shot. Lots of people say that black and white is a cop-out. I disagree, but you know, we're all different, and they'll say, well, if you can't get a good shot, take black and white. Well, tell that to Ansel Adams. He took some awesome shots. Now, talking about Ansel Adams, what we find with him is that he took his images and he used filters on the camera on the day. So he will put a red filter or a yellow filter. And if you ever look at some of Ansel Adams' work, pre-filters and post-filters, pre-filters, the image looked nothing at all, and then he put a filter on and he got the shot. Well, we don't do that, or I don't do that, but you may do. I don't do that in camera. I won't put a red filter on the front or a yellow filter on the front. What I'll do is I will do that in post-production in Lightroom. And if Ansel Adams was alive today and he was using digital, I would bet my shoes, that he would do the same thing. The shot is very, very simple. We've got a 0.9 ND grad on the front, soft grad, just to take some of the brightness out of the sky. And I've got a 6 stop on the front as well, just to calm this water down slightly. Because if we can calm the water down, we will get some reflections of the clouds in the water. Oh, and we have the polarizer on the front, just to take some glare out of the water. Shooting at f10 at 6 seconds. We'll put it in timer mode. That's the shot in the bag. Simple, simple. It's not going to win any awards, as I keep saying, but it's a lovely little shot. It's now after lunch. We had a great lunch with the Lady Bower Inn, and we've walked up from Howden Reservoir, and we're at the top of the valley, which is behind me here. You can see I've not got my camera out. I'm actually with 3 people today. If you look down there, the lad in black, James Abbott, he's a freelance photographer and journalist. Used to work with Practical Photography magazine, and you'll see lots of his articles in a lot of the photography press. And that guy with his bum out, Andy Watkins from Saffron Walden, and they're making the best out of a bad situation at this moment in time, which is awesome, because we haven't got any light to speak of, and unfortunately the water is not playing ball either. And somewhere lurking over there, looking quite dejected, because I think he's tired, because he's driven 7 hours from Saffron Walden, and they set off at 3 o'clock this morning. That young lad on that bench there, that's Scott. And Scott and Andy are both subscribers to the channel, which is awesome. We've walked down the valley from where you saw us at the bridge, and unfortunately the light is just not playing ball today. We're getting some moody skies, so we've come to the bridge, the famous bridge that is now the famous bridge that lots of people are taking shots of, and we've got Andy over there in the blue taking more of an intimate shot, and then we've got Scott here at the front and James in the background taking their version of this composition. So we come from the bridge down there, which I'm going to show you. That's where we were shooting. Well, I didn't shoot, Andy, James and Scott did. And we've come up onto Bamford Edge, which a lot of you people who shoot in the Peak Districts all know Bamford Edge very, very well. Over in the distance there, we've got the Blue Circle Cement Works, which can make a nice shot. And I think Scott and James are over there taking the shot over in that direction, because that's where the sun is setting. But myself and Andy over there, we've come over to the classic Bamford Edge shot, which is overlooking Lady Bower and the bridge, and then Lady Bower again in the distance past the bridge. And what we're hoping for is we're hoping that we get something out of this sky. It's either going to be brilliant or it's going to not do much at all. While we're here, we've set up composition wise. I'm shooting at f13 at the moment with the 16-35 on the front of the camera, and I'm shooting at 16mm, which I like my wide open shots. The thing with this is you can take it in a lot more and you'll pull things further in, but I just want this wide vista shot, and it'll either work or it won't. What we can see with the histogram is we've got a darks, which is the peak, and then we've got highlights, and I'm just bringing that histogram round to the right hand side just to get a nice balanced highlights to darks. And we've got the timer on camera. And that's a hedge in the bet shot, just in case nothing comes of this sky. So it don't look like the sky is going to play ball, which is a shame. We will see. It's not over till the fat lad who eats bacon sings. You having fun, Andy?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He's a nice lad.
Come on, Scott.
Right, easy going. We're just open. So unfortunately, the sky hasn't played ball. We did get an image, we got a shot, but we'll show that to you now. But we needed the light, and you need to get up here, and when that light kicks off, you'll get some awesome shots. But that's why this video is called "Light is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get." Yeah, so now the beauty of living really close to the Peak District, right next door in fact, is that you can get back to locations time and time again. Now, you saw Scott, James and Andy shooting here, which is my favourite bridge. And they got some moody black and white shots, which you'll have seen. I like the angle of the shot that Andy got. He got a little bit closer into the bridge, and you can't normally do that because the water level is so high. So I've just come a bit closer in than what I'm used to. As I'm sat here, that sky, the sun has just started to peek over the horizon because we're down in a valley here, and that sky has lit up, and you can see that I've dropped the aperture now down to f/18 because I'm playing with aperture to get my exposure right, and we've got 1.6 second here at the moment, ISO 100 obviously, and it's just now really coming to life, that sky, just as that sun is starting to peek over. Light is like a box of chocolates, kids, and if you can come out here and get something a little bit different from an image that you've got loads and loads of times before, that is a buzz. It's absolutely awesome. I love it. You know what's happening? The midges are biting. The flying teeth are biting. I'm going to tell you a quick story. You saw me on the shoot, or you might have done, in the Lake District where I got bitten to death. Those midges in the Lake District are midges with no teeth compared to the midges here. I came here a week and a half ago and went down the reservoir without the vlogging camera, and I set up in an area that you can't set up in because it's always covered in water because the reservoirs are low at the moment, and there's a barbed wire fence that runs into the water. I thought it'd make a nice shot, and I tell you what, I stood there and these midges came out, flying teeth came out, jaws flying teeth, and they bit and they bit and they bit, and I couldn't stay there for more than 2-3 minutes. Walked off, got back in the van, drove home, and I felt ill. They'd bitten me that much. I got home and had an antihistamine. So I've got my jungle juice in the bag. I'm carrying it with me now. It's there in case I need it. I don't need it now because I'm going. But top tip, carry your jungle juice even when you don't think you need it. And what I mean by jungle juice is I don't mean some drink or hot toddy, which you can carry for me, but I'm talking about spray to keep these things off you. So that's something a bit different. Something a bit different that we've come out and we've got different light, and all this video has been about is showing the potential of different light. And you'll always tell with me when I'm enjoying a shoot, because I ramble on and I get animated.